Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, before we hop in the video, I want to thank the fantastic sponsor of the channel, SKJ Tax. December is here. That means tax season is set to kick off, and it's time to draft an all-pro CPA to create your tax savings playbook. The IRS has instant replay, and when they throw the challenge flag, they charge penalties, fines, and interest that'll put you behind the sticks. Don't let the IRS sack your bank account. Hire JR the Tax Czar to drive yourself or your business down the field for a tax savings touchdown. The best part about SKJ Tax is JR is a Jet fan and he supports the channel. So if you want to support the channel, you want to help yourself out during tax season, head over to JR and SKJ Tax, linked in the description below. The final topic that I want to go over today is Zach Wilson and the idea of him possibly getting traded. We heard yesterday that Russell Wilson is being benched for the final 2 games of the season because he is due a $37 million guarantee in March for the 2025 season. So what the, not Giants and not the Jets, what the Broncos are doing right now is protecting themselves by benching Russell Wilson. They are going to be able to bench him. No one's going to trade for the contract that he is currently on, so they are going to eat a massive dead cap hit. They are going to designate him, I believe, a June 1st cut. They'll have to eat like $40 million in cap space. That puts them about $18 million under or over, I guess, the salary cap for next year. And they do have contracts that they can shed. But what this tells me with Russell Wilson and with the Broncos is that they clearly do not want to move forward with him, and they have to kind of hit the reset button. So if you're going to let Russell Wilson walk and you're not going to have enough money to bring in free agents to address the rest of the other team, this opens the door for a potential trade. And the reason why I bring up Zach Wilson's name is because of comments that Sean Payton made last year about our quarterback. And he was on Fox and he says, do you think, or he was asked, do you think eventually Zach could earn that job back? And he says, absolutely, I think he can. But he's not going to be able to do it today or tomorrow. It's going to be a series of days, brick by brick, working on being the best teammate, but also working on the skill set, because ultimately it's production position. Ultimately, the respect of your players, the respect of your peers and your teammates, that's going to come when they've seen and you've seen you can do it on a regular basis. So not a concrete endorsement of Zach Wilson, but I think it's clear that Sean Payton has some degree of confidence in the skill set that Zach Wilson has. Now, a lot of stuff has changed over the last year. You had all the drama between Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton. You know, does Zach want to potentially play for Sean Payton? I think he would want to, given the confidence that he seems to have displayed anyway. And then, you know, what happened, you know, the scouting report going into the Jets-Broncos game this past year, was there enough there that Payton saw that he wanted to actually move forward with a potential trade? But I could see a situation where the Broncos said, hey, look, we can't bring in a high drafted player. We're not going to have a high enough draft pick to go get a quarterback this year. Let's go out and take a swing of all swings. Let's give a mid to late round pick to the New York Jets. Get Zach Wilson in here. He's going to cost us 1 year, $4 million is what his contract is if he's traded. Best part, if he booms, you're in great position. You don't have to spend a draft pick on a quarterback because you have proven it. Sean Payton, you have shown that Nathaniel Hackett cannot coach a quarterback, and you have shown that, I mean, obviously you got more out of Russell Wilson this past year. If you could get more out of Zach Wilson, you turn him around, you're going to look like a damn genius. Or Zach Wilson implodes, looks like how he's kind of played over here with the New York Jets, and then you bottom out and you get a top pick in 2025, and you eat all the salary cap implications of the Russell Wilson dead cap hit in a year that you're kind of rebuilding anyway. That's why Sean Payton got the long contract. It's going to be an interesting scenario. And from my perspective, I still don't really want to trade Zach. Unless you're telling me that we're getting like a 4th or better for Zach Wilson, if we're going to get like a 5th, a 6th, a 7th round pick for Zach, I think he makes more sense as a backup quarterback for us because he already knows our system. And Aaron Rodgers is here, and I'd rather us be the beneficiary of like some miraculous turnaround than, you know, bringing in another backup quarterback who we're still going to wind up having to pay, because the Jets are going to pay $5 million for Zach's contract regardless of whether he's here or not. I don't know. A lot of it's probably going to hinge on Zach and how much he actually wants to be here versus how much the coaching staff actually wants him to be here. Is that relationship too far gone? Is the relationship still something that could be mended? I don't know. I think the last Week 18 portion of this schedule. Does Zach play if he's cleared from concussion protocol, or do they keep him on the bench? May tell us a lot about where this is potentially heading in the offseason. So I guess I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about all these comments down below in the comment section? Do you think that Zach gets traded? Do you think he should be the backup? Do you think Robert Saleh is correct about tanking? Do you think, I don't know. Let me know what you think down below. Joe Flacco, should he have been our quarterback this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.